Hey, what is up everybody? This is Marcus from the Weekly Spot, back again with another video, and today I'm going to do a movie review of Shelter.
What's happening?
Don't make a sound. Don't come out until I come for you.
Weapons free. Kill target on sight.
Alpha team, come in.
They're all gone.
So this movie is about a former government assassin named Michael Manson, who has been in hiding, living off the grid on an island off the coast of Scotland. And each week Manson would get supplies from a young girl named Jessie and her uncle. But after saving the young girl from a shipwreck in which she was the only one who had survived, Mason was then forced out of isolation to protect her, and in doing that drew the attention of his former agency that he was hiding from. There's not really much I can say about Jason Statham that hasn't already been said, but the guy is awesome. Like, he's one of my favorite movie stars, and while I can understand why people would get tired of him playing the same guy in a lot of his movies, he's really good at it though. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not opposed to him trying something new, but it is one of those things. At the same time, it's like, if it ain't broke, so I don't really have a problem with it. So when I found out about this movie, I of course wanted to see it, and honestly, it's not as awesome as I thought it would be, but it was just alright. The story is okay. Like, it starts off really slow, but it does slowly pick back up with the action. And if I were to describe this movie is like a combination of something like Safe, Enemy of the State, and the Jason Bourne movies. It has a predictable plot of, like, this movie is pretty much your standard issue of fugitive spy thriller, and not that, at least for me, being predictable is inherently bad, as long as it's managed to still be entertaining, which I think this is. It just doesn't really add anything new to the genre. Jason Statham was great. I mean, his character is pretty much similar to some of the other characters he has played. The stoic, no nonsense badass who's also a former government assassin with a past. The rest of the cast, you got Bill Nye as Stephen Manafort, Manson's former handler of MI6, the agency that he used to work for, and he's also the antagonist. Now, the actor's performance, I thought was fine, but what the movie has shown with this limited time with the character, the character himself, like as a villain, I mean, he was a little underwhelming. Now, Brian Vigier, which I apologize if I butchered that name, he plays a character named Workman, who is like the second antagonist, as he's like the one who is sent to go after Mason. I would say I liked him a little bit more, simply because I like his action scenes with Jason Statham, and I like that his character was more of a formidable foe for Jason Statham's character. Naomi Ackie as Roberta Frost, who is like the new leader of MI6. I thought she did a fine job as well. It's just, I feel like she wasn't given enough to do. And Daniel Mays as Arthur Booth, I thought he had a solid performance as Michael's tech savvy friend. Like, the whole cast I thought was solid. It's just that these characters, while they're not terrible, they're not great either. Like, they're decent. I just feel like this movie gives the characters limited time for them to fully develop beyond their established roles, so there's not really much there, you know what I mean, if that makes any sense. The action I thought was great. You got your shootouts, your car chases, your hand-to-hand combat, and in this it's a little more grounded. It's not as wacky or over the top like some of his other movies, like The Beekeeper, which I love that movie, by the way. That's one of my favorites of his. And the last thing I want to talk about a little bit, going back to the cast, is Bodhi Ray Brannock, which another name that I apologize if I butchered, most likely, but she plays Jessie, and I thought she was good in this. I like the relationship between Jessie and Mason, and I thought that her and Jason Statham worked well together. They had some pretty good chemistry. Like besides the action, their relationship, I would say, I feel like is really the highlight and also the heart of the film. Overall, this movie was just okay. It looks good, the action was good, solid performances. The story wasn't anything like spectacular, but it was okay. The characters were okay despite being underdeveloped. Like they seem to be more like a stock characters. They're pretty one-dimensional, which if that was their intention, then much like having a predictable plot, I don't think that's inherently bad either. I just think it's all about execution. Like, at least for me, if you're going to give these characters limited time, then at least give the audience something that would make them memorable or somewhat, if that makes any sense. And yeah, you can can say that, you know, this was expected for a Jason Statham movie, which I agree. I mean, again, this is your standard action movie, but I have seen other Jason Statham movies that I feel like are better and more enjoyable. Like, out of all the movies where he's like the leading guy, this is one of his weakest movies in comparison. So I'll give Shelter a 3 out of 5.
Look at you. No country, no badge. You're gone.
Not gone. Unshackled.
Now that is my review of Shelter, and let me know what you think. This is Marcus from the Weekly Spot. More content will be coming out soon, but until then, take care everyone.